I like people who say, oh, YouTube is just light work. Like, come and do it now. You think it's easy to sit down and talk about one thing for like 20 minutes and have people like you enough to watch it, give it a thumbs up and comment under your videos? You think it's easy? Come and do it if you think it's easy now. Let me see you. Round and round we go, losing self-control. God, that's a lot of noise. Hungry, very hungry. I wish I could eat as I'm filming this video, but I can't do that. I have a little bit before I start my filming. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, you're welcome. If it's not your first time, you're welcome back. Please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't, because I think that some of you that are watching my channel are not subscribed. I don't understand why. Like, why are you watching me and you're not subscribed? Is that even fair? Anyway, I uploaded a video about things that you should know before starting your YouTube channel, and some people were like, oh yeah, we definitely want a part 2. So I'm like, okay, let me just quickly bring the part 2. So I don't want to talk too much with this intro, so let us get into it. The first thing I would say is just try to do your research, because you need to know and understand how YouTube works. I've watched some people's channels, like some people that are still like, I won't say still coming up, but all of us are still coming up, okay? But people that are still like starting out, and I see that they use some kind of words, they use the F words and stuff like that. Like, look, you don't want to be using the F word when your channel is not monetized yet, because you can get in trouble, okay? Your channel can get shadow banned, probably even not pass the monetization test or whatever, the review and all those things. So try to stay away from all those words, like the F word, all these curse words and stuff like that, words like hate and hate speech in general. The reason is because like YouTube is very, very sensitive. Like, they don't take nonsense on this platform, so you want to be like very, very careful. That's why sometimes like when you watch my videos, you see that I mute some of the parts, like when I say sex or when I say some other funny words, like I mute them or I spell it out and then put an asterisk like in the middle, so that YouTube does not flag my video. So I hope that makes sense. Another thing that I know I did mention in my other video is the fact that you need a phone. If you're starting out and you're using a phone, I feel like you don't have anything that is less than 128 gig, because like you filming and exporting and doing all those things, especially if you're filming in 4K, I'm going to get to that. When you're filming and you're editing and doing all those ones, you don't want to get to a point where you're filming your videos and you stop midway because you don't have space. Like, do you know how uncomfortable that is? You now have to start going through your phone and deleting things and then coming to start again from what you're filming. And then imagine if you don't even know how stable the light in your area is. They will now take light, you'll now be stranded after doing your makeup and everything. Like, you get, so you want to make sure that all those things are in place. Like me now, I still use my phone. Obviously, like, I'm going to upgrade soon, but for the meantime, once I'm done filming and doing all those things, I just send the videos to my laptop. So I have my videos on my laptop, or like some of them on my laptop. And I think another thing that is safe to do is maybe get a hard drive. I actually do need a hard drive. I should probably get one for myself this Christmas. Get a hard drive so that you can put all your videos there, so that you know that, oh, you're safe. Does that make any sense? I'm sure it does. So another thing you want to know about filming is, if you're using, for instance, an iPhone. I don't have any experience using a Samsung to film, or any other phone brand or company, whatever it is, but I know for sure that using an iPhone, like, you have to film in 4K if you want your videos to be like very, very good quality, as good as standard camera quality. So there are settings that you can, if you go to your settings, you can see in camera, you just have to set it to how well you want your video to film. So I usually film in 4K, and I think it's 30. There's this 4K, I think 24, 30 and 60. So I usually film in 4K 30. So that's very, very standard. So that's one thing that you have to keep at the back of your mind, and you have to do it with your back camera, because if you do it with your front camera, you may not get the exact results that you want. And one of the ways that I'm able to make my videos to be very, very clear and audible, one, because I stay alone in the room. 2, I film in 4K. 3, when I'm editing, right, I increase the contrast of my videos. If you're using something like InShot, you can just increase the contrast to, like, let's say 19, 20, 21, 22, depending on how the video already is, because you don't want to overdo it, you get. And then I also increase the sharpness to around 7 to 9%. So this is because I'm using InShot. That's why I'm able to talk about it like this. So I think you want to also take that into consideration, so that your video quality can actually be good and people can come back to keep watching your channel, okay? So I'm also going to be talking about how I script my videos. I know that somebody actually asked for this in the comments in that other video that I did, and a lot of people actually ask me that, oh, do you script your videos? Do you have a prompter in front of you? No, I don't have a prompter. I'm going to get into all these things. So I know that I've heard people say that they don't like scripting their videos because they feel like it makes it less organic, it makes it less authentic. But I don't really agree with that, because you guys know that I script my videos. Like, this page I'm showing you right now is my script for this video that I'm filming. So I don't believe in the fact that, oh, scripting is going to make you feel rigid. No, I look at one thing, I talk about it because it's already in my head. I already understand the concept of the points that I'm talking about. So anything else that I'm going to say is going to come out organically. So I don't particularly believe in not scripting your videos. I personally even feel like you need to script so that you don't keep talking out of points. Does that make any sense? I remember there was this one time that one of my friends wanted to do a video for something, and he was really trying to make it work and it wasn't working. And I was like, oh, I think you should script it. Do you understand? Like, just script it. And he was telling me that, oh, that was what he was trying to avoid, that he didn't want to script it. And I was like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, you already know what you're saying. And even if you have to look down into your book when you're editing, you can just cut out that part when you're looking down. So it doesn't make any sense. So when it comes to scripting my videos, right, I first of all have my topic. Let's say my topic is colorism. My topic is BBLs and stuff like that. I already know everything I'm going to do. So scripting your videos actually depends on what type of video that you want to do. For instance, if you're doing something that requires step-by-step processes, like let's say makeup or cooking or talking about a particular topic, you want to do it step by step. Let me give you an example. So in that my BBL video, the video where I talked about people getting BBLs and stuff, if you really noticed, the way I started that video, I first talked about beauty standards, then I moved to what BBLs actually were, then I moved to why people were getting BBLs, and I moved to how it affects society at large, and then I concluded with how we can have a solution to that problem in our society. So you can see that that one was like already chronological, because it needed to be. I can't just come to the camera and talk about, oh, okay, people are getting BBLs now, and now all of them are losing their lives, and 1 in 3,000 women die from getting BBLs. Like, you get it, it's not going to make sense, because you want your videos to be coherent. And this is one thing that people don't know. When people talk about essays, I think this is one of the things that I really learned in school that really still sticks with me till today, even as I'm doing this YouTube thing. When you're writing an essay, right, you want your essay to be coherent. You have your introduction, your body, and then your conclusion. So videos, when you make videos on platforms like YouTube, Instagram, those are also video essays, especially if they're at length and you're coming to talk and all those things. They're also video essays. So you want to also put in the work and make it to be just a little bit more structured. Does that make any sense? I'm sure that it does. So now, if you're doing a video that does not require any steps whatsoever, or any chronological order, something like, let's say, relationship red flags or stuff that you'd read on a date, those particular ones don't really require you to be meticulous about the arrangement. So that's something that you need to pay attention to. You need to know the type of video that you're doing, because if not, you just look like you're talking all over the place. For instance, if you're talking about something that requires you to put in steps, imagine you've gotten to step 7 and you now remember that, oh, no, I should have done this one in the beginning. Like, it makes you look unserious. So does that make any sense? So that's how I script my videos. I just think of, oh, do I want to tell this like a story? Do I want to just give it anyhow? Do I want it to be like a calm and very chill vibe kind of video, that kind of thing? So that's how I do it. And then I write all the things I want to say down. I try to just put it in bullet points basically, and I look at it. If I see something like, oh, be audible, I know that be audible is in my mind now. So whatever I'm saying to my phone or to my camera, it has to be in sync with being audible. So does that make any sense? That's like kind of like an insight to how I script my videos. Another thing you need to know is to avoid long intros or long talking points. Do you understand? So if you want to start a video now, especially if you're starting out, like someone like me now, I try not to talk too much like in the beginning of my intro, because I want to still keep people's interest there. Otherwise, they'll just click out. And by intro, I mean like introduction, like, oh, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is what I'm talking about today, that kind of thing. So anytime I keep it long is if I have details that I need to mention at the beginning that are relevant to whatever the topic of that video is. But if you're telling stories and going round and round and round, and your video is not starting until, like, let's say 5 minutes into the video, people will get bored and they'll click out, especially if you're not like a mega influencer or you're not a big YouTuber or something like that you have an audience that is loyal and they will stick with you till the end of the video. So if you're starting now, you want to give people what they want immediately, 30 seconds, 1 minute, let it be that you already stated your points. Do you understand? So another thing you need to know is that don't drag your points too much, unless that point needs to be dragged because you have a lot of details to get into. But I think that it's very important to keep it very concise. Okay, as much as you want to get people to watch for a longer time, you also don't want to keep them on one topic. You don't want to keep on repeating one thing over and over and over and over again, because it kind of gets tiring and they'll be like, okay, I already know what you're going to say, so they'll click out. So I hope that makes sense. Then something else I need to know is that longer videos equals longer watch time, right? So if I, for instance, make a video that is up to 30 minutes long, and the longer people watch, right, that increases my watch hours or my watch time. So I don't know if I should really go into this whole watch hours thing, but let me touch on it briefly. So YouTube has some criteria. You have to meet some certain requirements to get monetized. Some of that is to have 1,000 subscribers. These are the two popular ones. Have 1,000 subscribers and have 4,000 public watch hours. Now the 1,000 subscribers part is not hard, okay? You will get subscribers, don't worry. But the part of getting to 4,000 watch hours, that's where the work is. So people usually upload longer videos, because the longer people watch, the longer it makes your watch hours to increase. So I hope that makes sense. So longer videos means longer watch hours, but at the same time, you don't want to make it too long so that people will now start getting tired, and you want to keep it with facts. You want to be very authentic. So when people see that you've dropped a 28-minute long video, they know that, okay, this babe probably had important things to say and she's not going to take us round and round the circles. I remember one particular video that I did on one NYSC thing, like the basics of going to service and all that. And that video was 28 minutes long, and I was so scared. Like, I remember when I was uploading that video, I was like, I hope people will actually listen to what I have to say. But surprisingly, that's one of the videos that's doing really, really well on my channel. So, you know, I put a lot of information in it, so that's why people were able to watch through to the end. So I hope that makes sense. God, I don't even know why my back is really hurting me. So another question I get often is, oh, how do you get YouTube video ideas and stuff like that? Look, guys, by the time you start creating, ideas will just come. You open Twitter, you see people talking about one hot take, idea will come. Sometimes I literally just sit down and I just think about random things, and ideas literally just come to my head. Sometimes I get suggestions from my friends, somebody like Ellie, like, you know, we talk a lot now. So she'll say, oh, Chi, I think you should do a YouTube video on this. I think you should do a YouTube video on this. And I note it down. So any single time a tiny idea comes to my head, I write it down. For instance, this video that I'm filming now, I've had this idea in my head for a long time, and I wrote it down, but I actually wasn't planning to make this video because I didn't think that the video would even do well. I didn't think anybody would like it, but I was just like, let me just write it down. So one day I was going through my old video ideas that I wanted to, because I wanted to film and I didn't have anything to film. So I was going through my old video ideas and I was like, okay, maybe I should do this. And for some reason, it just made a lot of sense for me to do that particular video, or for me to do this whole thing of YouTube and talking about YouTube things. Okay, that's one thing that you should keep in mind. Video ideas will come. I think it's even safe to stick to generic videos, and if you're starting out, you want to do all these kind of how-to videos, generic things like everybody else is doing, because as far as I'm concerned, we're all copying each other here. Okay, there's nothing new under the sun. Everything I'm doing, somebody is doing it somewhere else. Somebody is still going to do it. Somebody has done it before. So I'm not the first. I'm not going to be the last. You're not the first. You're not going to be the last. There's an endless amount of things that you can do. And trust me, by the time you start watching people's videos, I'm going to get to this in a minute. By the time you start watching people's videos, you start getting ideas on things to talk about. You start knowing what you like. And another thing I'm going to say is that you don't want to make videos that you don't like. I don't know how to put this thing. Okay, you want to do things on your channel that you actually enjoy. For instance, I know that I said that you should give people what they want and you should, like, kind of quote unquote follow the bandwagon, but at the same time, don't go and do something that is completely off from what you actually like, because if your subscribers now start asking for that particular thing, you will now stop enjoying what you're doing and you will just be giving your subscribers what they want. Because the whole point of YouTube is to have creative directory or creative license over everything you say and do. Let me give you guys an example. So imagine if I make a video now and that video is on how to edit your videos, and I really go deep into it and I'm really getting technical about it, and that video goes viral, and that's what is bringing a lot of subscribers, and that's what my subscribers want. I will be very, very sad. I'm not going to lie to you guys, because I don't like to focus on the technical aspects of all those things. Do you understand? I prefer talking. I prefer having conversations. I prefer talking about things, topics. I prefer giving my opinions. I don't want to be talking about how to edit my video, how I do myself. I don't want to be doing all those things. If I ever want to do it, I don't want to do it like long term. Do you understand? So that's what I mean by when you're doing things, make sure that you enjoy it, okay? Another thing I would say is try not to do anything that is clickbait. Try not to lie to your subscribers, because sometimes, like, they will get bored if you start making videos and they can tell that, okay, this person is just doing this thing because they want us to click and to watch. Like, they'll get tired of you eventually. They'll click, oh, don't worry, they'll click and they'll watch it. but they'll get tired of you. So if you ever have to or want to do clickbait, don't overdo it, okay? And let there be an element of truth in whatever you're making them to clickbait that thing for. Clickbait just basically means like to get people to want to watch the video, like putting maybe a misleading headline or title or something, or a misleading thumbnail or something like that. In as much as you want to get people to click to watch your videos, you also want to be very authentic about it. And speaking of authenticity, your personality will show. Like, I feel like there's nothing new under the sun. Like I said this already, whatever you want to do, someone else has done it, but what makes you different is just your authenticity, your uniqueness, your personality. So if you're a funny person, you can add some humor. I personally don't think I'm funny. I know some people leave some comments for me and say, "Oh, that you're very funny." I see some funny things, but that doesn't make me a funny person. Do you understand? And that's the same thing with other people. So that's something that you guys can take a cue from. Another thing that I would want you guys to know is that before you start your YouTube channel, have a group of friends that you're sure that they will be able to tell you the truth. Like, I remember one video that I did, and one of my friends was not like, I don't know, she had some opinions about it, and actually took that video down because I felt like if she was feeling that way, and she kind of misunderstood some of the things I said, but I didn't hold it against her. But I just felt like if one person is feeling that way, then I can't imagine how other people would feel. So I just had to take the video down because I appreciated the fact that she told me the truth. I took it down. Then there was another video that I did, and somebody told me that he wasn't really feeling it. Like, he didn't feel like I brought in my personality into it. I was like, oh, okay. And surprisingly, that video didn't even do well. It's fine. You win some, you lose some, you know. But I just feel like have people that can tell you the truth. You don't want people that are lying to you and telling you that, oh, you're doing well when you're not doing well. You want people to scrutinize you and constructively criticize you, and, you know, still make you feel good, give you advice, but not make you, like, not bring you down. And I think that part of being a YouTuber is being very open to criticism and corrections. Like, I've had videos where people will drop, some of my friends, I have a friend, well, she's not really my friend, but she's like more like an acquaintance. So it was this my feminine video, sorry, my video on how the whole feminist thing, like, I wasn't really feeling it. And she was like, oh, she doesn't really agree with me. And I'm like, oh, it's okay. Like, you know, we don't have to agree on everything. So it comes with a lot of criticism. It comes with a lot of scrutiny, and you have to, like, be open to it. Do you understand what I mean? So I'm just going to be giving some extra tips. So first thing I'm going to say is be audible. Try to be audible. Try to speak well. Obviously, your first YouTube video will probably be like a little bit cringy and awkward, and, you know, I remember my own first video. I was like, oh my god, I never want to remember that. it was so weird, but it's just there. I like the fact that it's there, you know. So you want to be confident, you want to be camera confident, you don't want to be camera shy. You want to speak very, very loudly and audibly. I'm sure that you guys, as you're hearing me speak, you can hear every single word I'm saying. I don't mince my words. I don't talk like I have water in my mouth. I speak very, very clearly. So that's one thing that I think you also need to train yourself in. It requires a lot of precision. Like, I like people who say, oh, YouTube is just light work. Like, come and do it now. You think it's easy to sit down and talk about one thing for like 20 minutes and have people like you enough to watch it, give it a thumbs up, and comment under your videos? You think it's easy? Come and do it if you think it's easy now. Let me see you. So it requires a lot. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not, and this is not to try to scare you away, but it's something that will actually build your confidence over time. I'm not even kidding. Like, right now, if there is a camera and people are filming, I'm very comfortable with going to front of the camera and saying, oh, hi guys, my name is Gilda, da 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 da. Like, I'm okay doing that because I've been doing it for a while. The truth about, like, exploring possibilities is the fact that when you do something a lot, when you do something often or frequently, you get better at it. So another thing I'm going to say is try to watch other YouTubers. A person that watches YouTube for entertainment, watches YouTube, is not the same way you as a YouTuber will watch YouTube. When I watch people's YouTube, I watch out for how they edit, I watch out for the words that they blur, I watch out for how they follow rules on YouTube. Like, it will give you a lot of insights, right? And it's also nice to subscribe to people that are doing the same kind of videos as you, if that makes any sense. If they're doing commentary videos, you want to see how people talk on things like that, on social issues. Like, for instance, if you follow some kind of channels here on YouTube, they say things like, oh, this person allegedly did this, this person allegedly did that. They don't make absolute statements because you can possibly get sued for saying some things that you're not supposed to say. Okay, some type of video ideas that you can do: you can make evergreen videos that people can always come back to. For instance, let's say how to cornrow your hair, how to have your eyebrows, how to do your makeup, like things that people can always come back to. Just and generic things always sell, trust me. Then another thing you want to know is, I already said this, but try to kind of take a blueprint from what other people are doing to see how it's working for them, and pay attention to your subscribers. If you guys have noticed this thing here, whenever people leave comments for me, that's where I try to get my video ideas from. Even if it's one person that says, oh, do this, I want to do that, because I don't know how far that video is going to go, and I want to make a video for that one person, let that person feel special. I don't know if that makes any sense, but essentially it's like, pay attention to what your subscribers are telling you, because they're telling you what is going to help your channel, especially if it's something that is not too far off from what you want. Do you understand? So yeah, I already mentioned watch other YouTubers, but you also need to watch out for how they edit their videos and stuff like that, to know how you can incorporate that into your own channel. Then something else you need to know is avoid, as much as possible, if you can, just avoid background music. My videos now that I've been doing recently, I haven't been putting background music, because it's just like, just avoid it so that you don't have or get any copyright strikes. If you get any copyright strikes, like, any money that you make from that video can go to the owner of that copyright or whatever. Do you understand? I hope that makes sense. So just better to avoid it. And even if you have to use videos, give the credits to whom credit is due in your description box. Okay, if you want to follow trends, or you want to do challenges, try not to do anything that is toxic. Okay, because you remember that your reputation is at stake. Remember that this is social media. Like, don't put all your business out there. Like, if you guys can tell, there are some things that I don't say about me here on YouTube, like my personal life. I don't really bring it here, because I'm not comfortable with sharing things like that to the world, because it's basically me putting my life on the world. I'm putting my face to the world, as in I have a whole channel. Like, anybody can just Google my name and find me on the internet. So it's not everything you want to put out there. You have to be careful of whatever you're doing. Okay, so let me know if you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if it was helpful. Please give it a thumbs up. It really helps my videos when you give it a thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Subscribe if you haven't. Like, if you have not subscribed, you're bad. Don't do that. Okay, please. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.